Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon by CARY, and I wanted to thank him, of course, for sponsoring this this video and making the just the video possible. Thank you so much, CARY. We do have an interesting marathon lined up here. I've done a song of this artist, just one. It was actually, I think a couple of years ago already. Like, it's been a while, so I'm very excited to dive back into this. We're talking about Brian Auger, and we're gonna do 4 songs today for CARY. So we're gonna do first of all, I wanted to thank him because one of the songs we couldn't find on the internet. There was one version, but it was so bad on YouTube. It was very poppy and it was crackling, and it was an older audio. So he sent me his file. So we're super off, and we can begin the marathon. So we're gonna start with "Whenever You're Ready" by Brian Auger and Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. This is from Auger Incorporated. Now, it doesn't say the year because all these are remasters, and basically I'll figure out the years right now once I go into the Wikipedia page. But we're gonna do "Happiness Is Just Around the Bend" from Back to the Beginning. Again, the Brian Auger Anthology Volume 2. Then we're going to do the song that CARY sent to me, which is basically called "Change." I'm going to look it up as well. And then we're going to top it off with "Straight Ahead" from the same album, Back to the Beginning. That's it. Those are the 4 songs that we're going to do today. And I hope you do enjoy this. And I'm going to get ready in a second. All right. And here we go with the first song, "Whenever You're Ready." Here we go. Wow. Yeah. Rhythmic is so good. It has all the elements that I love. The outside playing, beautiful. I love the percussion, very like Latin infused, like something that you would hear maybe with Santana. But there's a lot of stuff that we've covered on the channel where we have this Latin infused, percussions. But everything. I mean, this keyboardist is just fantastic. Just the whole vibe is so good. It's so jazz fusion. By the way, this was released in 1973. This particular song, I wanted to look it up, and but it even on the internet it says that's a remaster. This one from 2015 that came out. But yeah, just everything about this is just amazing. Great stuff. Reminds me of a lot of other, keyboard players that I've become to love, especially Tony Banks from Genesis. Yes, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts today. And but yeah, this is this is going places that I love, so let's just continue. The drums are fantastic, the bass, just everything, even the singing, top notch. Just great music. Let's continue. Wow. Even the guitar was like really cool, the strumming. And I love how at the end these like literally like almost like water drops, but with like these triad chords. Oh, I don't know how I was doing it, but Jesus. So good. I mean, all these keyboard players. I mean, this is, I think, a little bit more jazz. It's a little bit more jazz fusion than our prog heroes, like Rick Wakeman or Keith Emerson and Tony Banks. But I mean, still, they were on the same level. I guess the prog guys would play also a lot of jazz. I hear a lot of jazz in Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but also a lot of classical music, maybe more classical than jazz. The improv is very good, but it's more when Keith Emerson goes off, it's basically a fusion of everything like jazz and classical and rock and everything. And this was just more jazz fusion. So he tries to stick to one genre, which is amazing, the way he plays it. So just give me one moment. All right, and we made some coffee. But honestly, who needs coffee when you hear music like this? It literally gets you up and running. But I just love the flavor of my espresso. Okay, so next one is Happiness is Just Around the Bend. And this is also from an anthology. So let's just look at when this came out, because then we know basically the entire 3 songs that we're going to play. Happiness. Let's see here. Brian Auger. And I even looked up the pronunciation because it's Auger. Auger means the eye, right? Around the bend. Okay, here we are. This published 73. Okay, cool. All right. So all the remaining songs are also from 1973. So we're going to continue with Happiness is Just Around the Bend. And then we're going to play Change. That's the song that CARY sent me. Thank you so much for that. And this is a FLAC. So that's going to go directly to my collection of, of audio files, MP3s and MP4s and my looseless stuff and all the good stuff. So here we go. is so good. This boom 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 boom. Very cool, man. Very, very good. And the improvisation is so good. And I know I do like my air piano thing, and of course I'm wrong, but sometimes I hit the right notes, I guess. The right air notes, if there were any right air notes, right? Man, it has, but I really have to say, it has a little bit of Chicano vibes going on there, like hardcore. I love it. The Latin jazz is infused, and I love that. It's just such a good vibe, and I've heard it in Aldi Meola's playing. Uh, a lot of Latino influences are just in jazz in general, like Latin jazz is very good and very popular amongst just also standard jazz players, it's a lot of fun, man. But this is so good. The bass here, the guitars, the drumming, the percussions are like also stealing the show. I mean, but just everything, it just sounds perfect. Okay, let's continue. Well, Mr. Brian is still amongst us. This would be amazing. I'm sure he's not playing anymore, but at 83, I don't know if it's possible, some people stop playing in their 60s because of arthritis or just but then there's people who never stop. There's a lot of information on Wikipedia. It says, I'm sure you know all this, but I love to do a little bit of research on camera. It says it's an English jazz rock and rock music keyboardist who specializes in the Hammond organ. That's that beautiful sound. Auger has worked with Rod Stewart, Tony Williams, Jimi Hendrix, John McLaughlin, Sonny Boy Williamson, Eric Burton, and he incorporated jazz early to British pop, R&B, soul music, and rock into his sound. He has been nominated for a Grammy Award. And then also it says that he played with the Yardbirds. Just like, man. Then in the 1970s, he formed the jazz fusion ensemble Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. That's the one we're listening to. Although this is by him, it says here just Brian Auger, but I don't know how this is put together, this like greatest hits collection. But man, what a player. All right, let's keep going. Now we're going to play... give me just 1 second. I want to play the file that I was sent. Thank you so much. So give me just 1 moment. I'll be right back. All right, so I got it. I just wanted to check out the levels of the volume. So I did play like the first 2 seconds, but here we go. This is Change from Straight Ahead. Here we go. so good. And they were like, oh man. Okay. They were like, there was a drummer and then a percussionist, and then they took a solo on, I don't know what they were, but I don't want to say the wrong name, bongos or congas or, you know, but man, great stuff. Oh, man, I remember one time on New Year's Eve, we were doing a drum circle, and it was the first time I'd ever played one of those. I think it was a bongo or a conga. I don't know. You know, I've always been a guitar player, so I don't really know what is what. I'm being honest. So, but I was handled like this amazing thing, and I just started like soloing, and obviously everybody was on something, and I was just like, with all my heart playing, like trying to play against kind of like the rhythm, so I kind of was soloing like this, like I don't know, I can't even do it here, like I don't know, but I was doing it, and then this guy came up to me and he's like, wow man, Nick, how long have you been playing? That was awesome. And I was like, this is my first time. So it was just very cool, because apparently I did really well, and I've never been a drummer. I'm not a percussionist, but apparently I don't suck that bad. It's just, you know, rhythm, you know, I've always been, I guess, good with rhythm and music. I love all sorts of rhythmic guitar playing, like flamenco. I think it's amazing. I think it's the most difficult music that you can play on a guitar. Flamenco is just ridiculous, because there's so much rhythm involved, and the chords and the timings are so imperative, so important. And also like funk, like you can't mess around with funk. That's why they have rhythm guitar players that just do rhythm, no lead. And it's same with ska and reggae. It's very rhythm based. It's all very rhythm based. But even metal, you know, heavy metal is very rhythmic. It's like, you know, I mean, if you wanna, you have to be very precise. And I think rhythm guitar players don't get enough credit, and they should, you know, because I mean, me being majorly a lead guitar player, I respect the hell out of rhythm guitar players, because I'm not that good. If I once sat down with a guy who's like, hey, I only play rhythm guitar, and he was just amazing. He was doing stuff I could never dream of. I'm very good, you know, classical player. I can play very well with like classical, you know, arpeggios and stuff with my right hand, no pick, and I do incorporate that into my electric guitar playing as well, like hybrid. But like a real rhythm guitar player is a different thing. They may not be able to play solos or anything, and they can, but their forte is just to be, you know, on the rhythm, which is awesome. Okay, now this is the last one, straight ahead. Same year, same album. Let's go ahead. This has been wonderful, by the way. Thank you so much for this. This is a great experience. Really, really much better than I anticipated or than I expected. Thank you so much, CARY, for this wonderful experience. But you have to be, I mean, it is very, very Latin infused, this whole thing. I love it. You know, I lived in Mexico for over 10 years, so I saw a lot of Latino just presence, and I would go to Cuban places, and you know, and all kinds of stuff. So they would play like merengue and salsa, and then also Mexican places where they would play like Brazilian music, like all kinds of stuff, carnaval, and so it's so cool, yeah, to been through that experience you have living in other countries and, you know, traveling around. But yeah, okay, so straight ahead is the last one. Here we go, and I hope you're enjoying this marathon as much as I am. Here we go. Nice wah-wah here. I must say, like this, like Brian, he improvises so beautifully, so tastefully, so elegant. You know, like the way he plays is, it's not too much. It's just the right amount of beautifulness. Like I love that he chooses his phrasing very carefully, and it's very digestible. It's very beautiful, and his outside playing is just amazing. It's just like, I don't know, some players are just a little bit too, I don't know, I don't even know the word that I want to say, but it's just sometimes, you know, like this, like the good old saying, I've been using it in a lot of videos, you know, like less is more, even though he's playing a lot, but he chooses not to overdo it. And sometimes not overdoing it is better, you know, it just sounds more, this sounded groovy and it sounded just beautiful, you know, like his choice of notes are very, very accurate and very careful and very precise, and it's just like mwah, beautiful. Chef's kiss.
Straight on. Straight on.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, CARY, for this. This is someone I would definitely go out and seek and buy his collection. Like, honestly, I'm not even kidding. I mean, let's see how much there's on Spotify. Let's see. There is about, let's show all. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 albums. But then again, there's a lot of compilations and stuff. So there's a lot of live. Like, I wouldn't mind just looking for all this stuff in one huge collection and buying it, you know. This is a great pianist. And just the music is so good. And I love that, like I said, that Latin, you know, infusion of the singing, and it reminded me a lot of stuff like Santana, you know. But obviously I'm not very well versed in Santana. I know the classics, you know, Europa, Samba Pati, and stuff like that, but there's some really good stuff that I haven't heard. That I did a Santana marathon. I was just blown away by the ability of this man. I totally underestimated him. You know, I thought he was very commercial and very repetitious. And then what I heard, I was like, wow, this is like, I had no idea. So I totally got Santana totally wrong. So I wouldn't mind doing another one of those either. But this was great. Thank you so much, CARY, for this amazing, you know, request. Thank you for making the video happen, for putting more jazz on the channel. It is needed. There's a lot of rock and prog, but this is also very important. Jazz is, you know, the foundation of, you know, of music, and especially rock players who get into jazz. It expands your vocabulary so much. And even as a rock player, even in a rock scenario, once you start playing like these different scales, people are like, what the hell, you know, like, because it just sounds so much more better than just being in a box, you know, like in a box cage system, you know, playing like the pentatonic scale or the blues scale. Once you leave that, it's like there's no limits. And even on, you know, 2 or 3 chords, and you can just do a lot, which is very, very cool. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you did enjoy it. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you thought. Which one was your favorite track? Would you like to listen to more Brian Auger? I surely do. This was wonderful. I think this was like the best thing you can do to yourself in the morning. Listen to a little bit of Brian Auger and then, you know, head to work, or, you know, start with your day. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to take a little pause and then get to work, and then later make some other videos. But thank you so much, guys, for being here, for supporting the channel. We love you. And I don't know what Alexia's going to upload today, but we got some videos to do together as well. So I'm looking forward to those. We're going to do some full albums together. And we're going to have a lot of fun. She just can't do these longer marathons, you know. That's why she doesn't sit through them. She really doesn't want to. I've really asked her. So she is like, no, you do those. I'll do the short videos. And she does one marathon anyways for the winner of the raffle that we do every month, that we still have to do. So she does one marathon anyways, and she does 2 full albums. So that's a lot for her already with her back. So just for the people who always say, where's Alexia? Where's Alexia? She's here, but she just is not going to do these videos because she doesn't want to, you know, and which I understand. I mean, if you're always going to be in pain, you can't really enjoy music. So she does the shorter ones, and there's some really longer videos where she's, you know, just like sitting through, but it's not pleasant for her. So why do something if it's not fun, or if it doesn't make you feel good? All right. Thank you so much again for this. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.